IBM wasn't first in the marketplace with the mainframe computer. Remington Rand was first Univac. But thanks to the massive marketing effort, IBM got into the main first and won the computer battle early. Hello, I am Syed Sufiyan, digital marketer. In this channel, you will see marketing and business videos. The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing is a book written by A.I. Rice and Jack Trout that delivers into principles and strategies for effective marketing. It outlines 22 fundamental laws that serve as timeless guidelines for building successful marketing campaigns and achieving long-term business growth. Let's discuss the laws from this book. First law is the law of leadership. Many people believe that if you create better product or service, you will get lot of sales. But if you compete with the top company in your industry, you will not get. Since you have violated the first law of marketing, which is the law of leadership. This law means it is better to be first than to be better in the business. It's better to create a new category and be a leader in that category. That is the law of leadership. You can demonstrate the law of leadership by asking yourself two questions. What's the name of the first person to fly the Atlantic Ocean solo? Charles Lindbergh, right? What's the name of the second person to fly the Atlantic Ocean solo? Not so easy to answer, right? The second person to fly the Atlantic Ocean solo was Bert Hinkler. Bert, a better pilot than Charlie, he flew faster, he consumed less fuel, yet who has ever heard of Bert Hinkler? The leading brand in any category is almost always the first brand into the prospect's mind. Hertz in rental cars, IBM in computers, Coca-Cola in cola. The first desktop laser printer was introduced by a computer company, Hewlett-Packard. Today the company has a 5% in the personal computer market and a 45% of the laser printer market. One of the reasons first brand tends to maintain its leadership is that the name often becomes generic. Xerox, the first plain paper copier, became the name for all plain paper copiers. People will stand in front of a Ricoh or a Kodak machine and say, how do I make a Xerox copy? Neil Armstrong was the first person to walk on the moon. Who was second? Roger Bannister was the first person to run a 4-minute mile. Who was second? George Washington was the first president of the United States. Who was the second? Thomas was the first brand of English muffin. Who was the second? Gatorade was the first sports drink. What was the second? If you are sucking in the prospect's mind, then you are in bad situation. Fortunately, we have the other laws for that. Second is the law of category. Do you know third person to fly Atlantic Ocean solo? It was Amelia Earhart. She was the first woman to fly Atlantic Ocean. After Heineken became huge success in high-priced imported beer, the people at Anheuser-Busch thought if there is market for imported beer, there should be a market for high-priced domestic beer. So they started Michelob. It became largest selling domestic beer company. If you didn't get into the prospect mind first, don't give up hope. Find a new category you can be in first. There are many different ways to be first. Dell got into the crowded personal computer field by becoming the first to sell computers by phone. Today, Dell is a 900 million company. When you launch a new product, the first question to ask yourself is not how is the new product better than the competition, but first what, in other words, what category is the new product first in? How do I get people to prefer my brand? Forget the brand, think categories. Prospects are on the defensive when it comes to the brand. Everyone talks about why their brand is better, but prospects have an open mind when it comes to categories. Everyone is interested in what's new. Few people are interested in what's better. When you are in the first in the new category, promote the category. In a sense, you have no competition. Third is law of the mind. Dumont invented first commercial television, but it is gone. It's better to be first in prospect's mind than first in the marketplace. For example, IBM wasn't first in the marketplace with the mainframe computer. Remington Rand was first Univac. But thanks to the massive marketing effort, IBM got into the mind first and won the computer battle early. You can't change the prospects or people's mind. Wang was first in word processors, but the world passed such machines by and went on to computers. Wang, however, wasn't able to match that transition. In spite of spending millions of dollars promoting its personal computers and mini computers, Wang is still perceived as a word processor company. Xerox was first in copiers and then tried to get into the computer business. 25 years and 2 billion later, Xerox is nowhere in computers. You want to change something in the computer, just type over and delete the existing material. Want to change something in the mind, forget it. Once your mind is made up, it rarely, if ever, changes. The single most wasteful thing you can do in marketing is try to change your mind. Apple's problem in getting into its prospect's mind was helped by its simple, easy to remember name. On the other hand, Apple competitors had complicated names that were difficult to remember. In early days, 5 personal computers were in a position on the launching pad. Apple II, Commodore PET, IMSI E80, MITS Altair 8800, and Radio Shack TRS-80. Ask yourself, which name is the simplest and easiest to remember? Fourth law is the law of category. The law of category states that if you cannot establish yourself in the leader in a specific category, you should strive to create a new category where you can become the leader. This principle highlights the importance of differentiation and finding a unique position in the market to maximize success. Being the leader in a category comes with numerous advantages, including increased visibility, brand recognition, and customer loyalty. However, in saturated or highly competitive markets, it can be challenging to surpass existing leaders. Instead of directly competing with established players, the law of category encourages individuals and businesses to identify untapped opportunities and create a new category that allows them to become the leader. By creating a new category, you can shape the narrative around your product or service and establish yourself as the go-to authority. This involves presenting a unique value proposition, addressing unmet needs, or offering a different approach compared to existing options. Through strategic positioning and effective marketing, you can attract customers who are seeking something new and exciting. A classic example is the introduction of the first light beer, Miller Lite. Rather than trying to compete directly with established beer brands, Miller identified a new category and positioned itself as the first domestic light beer. This strategy allowed them to differentiate themselves and capture a significant market share. Fifth law is the law of exclusivity. The law of exclusivity states that being the first or the only one in the specific category or market niche can lead to significant competitive advantage and increased success. When a brand or product is perceived as unique or exclusive, it can capture the attention and loyalty of consumers, allowing it to stand out from the competitors. Consider the example of Apple's iPhone. When the iPhone was first being introduced in 2007, it was the first smartphone of its kind with a touchscreen interface and a seamless integration of hardware and software. Apple's innovation, design, and user-friendly features set it apart from other smartphones on the market at the time. By being the first to offer such a groundbreaking product, Apple gained a significant competitive advantage. The exclusivity and uniqueness of the iPhone attracted a large customer base eager to experience the latest technology. As a result, Apple enjoyed considerable success and dominated the market for several years. Conclusion: the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing provides a practical and strategic framework that can help marketers and business owners make informed decisions, build strong brands, and effectively communicate their value propositions to target audience. Subscribe to this channel for marketing and business related videos. I will meet you in another video.